and welcome back to my channel. I'm Helena Mbutha and this is Wasabies. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that May is my birthday month, so first of all, happy birthday to all my babies. You all are the best, let no one say otherwise. Before the month of May ends, I figured let me just share some of the lessons that I'm enjoying learning in life, this thing we call life that we're all trying to figure out, lessons that I'm totally loving, totally appreciating that I've figured them out now, or I'm still on the process of learning. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and let us start this. The first very obvious lesson that I think anyone my age learns, and I think you continue to learn forever, is that friendships do evolve. But I feel like for now we feel it more because you're out of that phase where you have to see your friend every single day, you know, especially in the context of school. And now you're in the outside world and you have to be very intentional on one who's your friend, who you're going to create time for. Then again, you all have different priorities. For some it's looking for work, others it's running their businesses, others are just pushing after their passions and after their interests, and so you have less time, especially because you're not in the context of school. Because I know, I'm 100% sure most of you, your friends currently, especially in your 20s, are people you knew from the time you're in school, and so you used to be together almost every day in the context of school or in the school setup. But now, since you're done with school, you notice that you actually have to plan even ahead to meet some of these friends. Your discussions with these friends also change. It's not about talking about girls and boys every single time, but now you're starting to talk more about money, about careers, about deep issues even within their own families. You also start talking about the future. There's more discussion about where you'd like to be in the next 10 years. There's more discussion on, mention of when I get married or when I have kids. It becomes more like things just change, and I am living for it. There are people you stop talking to. I mean, your circle becomes smaller and tighter, but very intimate, and I'm really enjoying that about my friends right now. The other thing that I'm learning and enjoying as I do so is that learning never stops. And let me tell you, this is in the context of life, schoolwork, or your career, your business. Learning just never stops. You continue to learn more. There's that time I was asked a question, now that you did a degree in entrepreneurship, do you think it's helping you now? And this is the truth. I feel like I've done more in the last year than I did in those 4 years when I was in school. School gave me a really, really good foundation that I did not change for anything, but I feel like practically I am learning more. And I can only imagine, if this is how much I've been able to learn from the time I finished school to today, how much more will I be able to learn in the next 10 years? You learn more about money, you learn more about relationships, you learn more about your own mental well-being, your emotions, you learn more even about your family, because at this time your parents are talking to you like a proper grown-up who's not being paid for school fees. And so now you start seeing more, and I really appreciate that. But even with that, it's now time for you to start reading more, getting more information, getting mentors who continue to teach you more, who now have open discussions with you. It's a really good place to be in life, and I really enjoy that. You actually never stop learning. As long as you're open-minded, you'll always learn. The third lesson that I'm learning and enjoying as I do so is that your 20s, especially probably your early 20s or late 20s, but I don't think it's actually late to start this, but this is the best time for you to change how you view the world and its problems, not just the happy moments of the world, but also its problems. To explain this, it's the best time for you to ask yourself, why do I believe in what I believe in? If I have this view of the world problems, if I have this view on hardships, why do I take them the way I take them as Helena? So for example, you're brought up in a home that probably complains. People complain a lot. You have friends who complain a lot. You're in a school where your lecturers were always complaining. You might be more tempted to always complain. A problem comes, you complain. The president coughs, you complain. Your neighbor leaves the door open, you complain. That can easily happen until you have to stop and ask yourself, why do I actually react the way I do? Why do I view things the way I do? Is complaining actually the best thing to do? And part of this is because now that you are a bit grown up, you can look around and see that there are people who take problems differently from the way we do. If there's no money, what am I doing about it? Will I just sit and complain? Will I go work? Will I look for a hustle? Will I how do you approach life and its problems. And if you've been brought up in a way, in a home or just an environment where people approach life complaining or with a lot of negativity, then this is the best time for you to learn that it is actually possible to change. And what I'd advise you that will help you, because like for me, that was what has helped me, reading a lot of books, especially when it comes to how the brain works, how you can think, all those kind of things that have made me actually ask myself, why do I really believe in the things that I believe in, and who guides my life. The other lesson I'm totally enjoying is that life is meant to be lived. Take yourself on that date, travel if you can, if you're able to travel. In fact, prioritize it if you can. Save your money and grow it. So it's save plus invest, that's part of living. And most importantly, apply a lot of wisdom in your living, because wisdom and life go hand in hand. Let me tell you, they're better together. They're like salt and pepper. Please don't separate the two. Invest your money so that even in your old days, you are able to at least enjoy life. Let's not just live now. This is the thing. This is the oldest I've ever been in my life. As in, yesterday I was younger than I am today. Tomorrow I'll be older than I am today. And so I can have the most fun that I want to have. But let me tell you, each and every day I get older, and that's one principle that I live by. So when I say life is meant to be lived, what is living to you? To me, living is having security, having family that I love, having good friendships surrounding me, just being in such a positive environment, being on top of my business and on top of money. That to me is living. And so I am living, spoiling myself when I need to. In fact, to say I've really spoiled myself, and I don't regret it, honestly. I really don't, because life is meant to be lived. The final point or lesson for me is that it gets better. And I know maybe you're like, oh yeah, she's too young to say that, but let me tell you, I am learning. That's part of the lesson that I'm here to say. I am learning to talk to myself about situations even before they happen. And so I remind myself each and every time that it will get better. Because last year, if you told me that things will be as good as they are this year, I would not have believed, because many times we determine our future state or situation dependent on how our current situation is. But your current situation can actually change. Take that leap of faith. Dreaming is free, you guys. There's something I want to do next year, and I know it will cost me quite a lot of money. And I've been asked several times, so how do you plan on raising that money? How do you plan on? And I don't tell everyone this, but this is the thing. Last year, if you told me I'd probably have what I have in my account now, or the resources that I have around me now, I'd say no. I'd be like, that's too unreachable, that's too, I'd have all excuses why it can't happen. And so if in 1 year that has been able to happen, trust me, I'm going to dream, because it gets better. Even now when I feel things are better, I know a better day than this is coming. Things might come on the way, tragedy could happen, things could throw me off the road, but I want to remind myself always that things actually do get better. And so I should dream, because I know things get better. Those are just some of my 5 lessons that I've learned. Thank you so much for watching till now. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and let's just have this conversation. What are you guys learning now, and what are you enjoying learning about life currently? Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. Or before I forget, please like, share, subscribe, share this with any of your friends who appreciate such content. And thank you so much for the 200 subscribers. I forgot to say this, but thank you so much for the 200 subscribers. I really appreciate it, because as I said, I don't even have 50 friends. So to have 200 subscribers, that to me is just amazing. Thank you so much, guys, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you.